my name is Julia, and this is part one of how a slimeball con artist made his way into my family. So I had an older sister. She moved from one state into about the Houston area of Texas. And my sister never met a stranger, always was very full of life and vitality and would talk anybody's ear off. So she moves into this apartment building outside of Houston and she meets this dude. We'll say his name is Pat. They didn't date. They weren't even like really best friends or anything. They were acquaintances and he was super duper nice. Well, fast forward, my sister had some problems and was hurt and needed some help. So she asked our aunt and uncle, who lived 2.5, 3 hours away from where she was in Houston, and they were older. And my aunt and uncle, they lived comfortably, but apparently they lived modestly, but had some money, if you know what I mean. They lived modestly, but my sister knew that they had some money that could financially really help her out of a tough situation. So she asked my aunt and uncle to help her. Meanwhile, she knows this guy that's now in her apartment building who's so nice, and she happens to drop the fact to this guy that her aunt and uncle have some money. And he says, "Oh, when are you going to go visit them? I would love to come along." And my sister, who hated to be alone and really didn't want to drive 2.5, 3 hours all by herself, started taking this man so he could meet our lovely aunt and uncle. Now, mind you, our aunt and uncle are incredible, well, they are now both deceased, but incredible human beings, and love them so very much. But my sister took this guy who was pretty much a stranger to meet our aunt and uncle because they had a little bit of money. And that's how he wormed his. Here's my point. Do you ever just get a bad feeling when somebody starts telling you something? Like something just doesn't seem right. As soon as my sister started talking to me about this guy named, hypothetically, Pat, my spidey senses, for whatever the reason is, were going bananas. Something did not seem right. And I brought it to my sister's attention. Something doesn't seem right about this guy. I can't tell you exactly what it is, but my instinct is this guy is no good. And she told me he was so nice, he's so friendly, he's so nice, he's so friendly. Let's cut to the chase. Trust your instincts. If something doesn't seem right, it probably isn't. And how I wish I would have really stuck by my gut and really insisted on having a deeper conversation with my sister and to not take this guy to our elderly aunt and uncle's home. So that's part one of how he started the con. My point, trust your gut. When something seems off and one of your family members starts talking about this person who's a stranger and they're not dating, they're not best friends, he just happens to be around and can't wait to take a 3-hour road trip to meet people he's never met before in his life, things that make you go, So that was part one. Part two to come.